And this is ERD case number 2020-00263. The complainant is Gregory Mitchell. The address is 1821 West Center Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53206. The respondent is Balaji Transportation, that's BALAJI. The address is W152 and 5480 Beaver Drive, Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, 53051. The administrative law judge in this matter is Alice DeLeo, DELAO. In a complaint that was filed on January 23rd, 2020 with the Equal Rights Division of the Department of Workforce Development, the complainant alleged that the respondent violated the Wisconsin Fair Employment Act by discharging the complainant because the complainant filed or the respondent believed the complainant had filed or would file a complaint under the Wisconsin Wage Payment Law, Section 109.03. In an initial determination that was issued on October 2nd, 2020, an investigator for the division found that there was no probable cause to believe that the respondent violated the WFEA as alleged in the complaint, and the complaint was dismissed. The complainant appealed the dismissal of his claim, and this matter was certified to the Hearings and Mediation Bureau for a hearing on probable cause. This is the complainant's second and probably the complainant's final opportunity to establish that there is probable cause to support his claim. So basically, the complainant is trying to change that he had his case dismissed, although we aren't looking at what the investigator said. This is a hearing, what we call de novo. That means we are looking at what happens here today. So if it happened during an investigation, but you don't put on the evidence here, then that means it didn't happen, because I'm only going to be looking at the testimony and the exhibits that are put on today and no other time. So at this point, that is what the complainant's goal is to establish a probable cause that the complainant did not establish during the investigation. If the complainant is able to establish that probable cause, the complainant will win the opportunity for a second hearing, which is the merits hearing that the complainant would have received if he had gotten probable cause during the investigation. And that probable cause hearing would be held before a different ALJ, and it will be a higher burden of proof. At a merits hearing, the hearing will be at, the burden of proof will be by a preponderance of the evidence, which is a much higher burden than probable cause. So what the complainant is trying to get here today is an opportunity for a second hearing. If I find probable cause today, then the complainants will automatically get the opportunity for that merits hearing. The respondent cannot appeal. But there will, once there is the merits hearing, then that decision by a different ALJ, which will probably come in another year or so, maybe two, depending on what is happening, then that decision, both parties can appeal if they're not happy with that decision. Of course, the division always asks for parties to discuss settlement, and I didn't do that because we were doing this, but then we ended up having such technical problems. So today is November 19th, 2021. The hearing was rescheduled due to unfortunate circumstance in Mr. Cayley's family, the respondent's representative. So we are proceeding at this rescheduled hearing date of November 19th, 2021. The complainant is appearing in person without counsel. Is that correct, Mr. Mitchell?
Yes, without counsel.
I'm sorry, can you speak up, please?
I said without counsel.
Yes, okay, thank you. And then the respondent is appearing by their attorney, who is?
Sukpal.
No, you're not the attorney, Mr.
Okay, excuse me.
That's okay.
Attorney, for the purpose of the record, Attorney Maxwell Livingston appears on behalf of the respondent, Balaji Transportation, by Zoom. The employer representative, and Mr. Sukpal Cayley, is also appearing by Zoom. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to all of you. For the record, so that everybody's aware, there's a if you're looking at this hearing on video, you will see that there is an additional blank, well, not blank, it has a name, Ann Molitor, in it, but you are not seeing or hearing ALJ Molitor today. She is a new ALJ who is training, so she is just observing today, and that is why that square is there. So don't be distracted or think there's some big secret thing going on. It's just a training issue that's going on for that purpose, and that's why that's there. But that brings up another issue. Are the parties, is anybody going to get me a transcript? Otherwise, I have to take notes sufficient to make my decision. I don't take shorthand, so it is more difficult for me, and I have to slow you down. And we've already lost well, it's now 9:48. We were supposed to start at 9 o'clock. So we've already taken a lot of time. Is either party planning to get a transcript? And I would tell Mr. Mitchell that it's pretty expensive usually to do that. So I would not expect the complainant to do that. I don't know if the respondent is interested in doing that. Mr. Livingston?
When I initially discussed, I don't know that we have discussed it. I don't believe well, I don't know. Mr. Cayley, would you be interested in getting paying a court reporter to do a transcript, or would you not want to do that? It's up to you either way.
You don't have to, Mr. Cayley. I'm just asking, and it is not inexpensive, so you should know that.
Do you want to discuss it for a moment?
Yes, if you want to go off camera for a second, go ahead. Just turn your camera, mute yourself, and then you can talk. Mr. Livingston?
Yeah, okay.
Mute yourself, both of you mute yourself and go off camera, and then you can discuss it. You're not off camera and you're not muted.
I can hear.
You're not muted.
Are you wanting to have a court reporter?
1 second. Where is he?
Okay, so
All right, yeah, we're not going to do a court report.
Okay, no transcript. All right. All right, so I will be stopping you. I will be asking you to repeat what you have to say so that I can make sure I get my notes sufficient so I can make a decision in this matter. As I said, I simply don't have the time to go back and, review this transcript again over, for every hearing that I have. So I will have to make sure that I get my notes as good as I can so that I can use them for the making the decision in this matter. Okay, so I usually do ask about talking settlement prior to the hearing, but again, because we got so off track and we were supposed to start 9, now it's 9:51. If the parties would like some opportunity to talk settlement and you think it might be successful, I'm open to doing that, even though we're late. But I don't know if in the past you hadn't been that interested. So is there an interest? I believe, Mr. Mitchell, you had said you were interested in discussing settlement. Is that correct?
yes, it was.
And Mr. Livingston, respondent's position?
Well, we did try to discuss settlement, and we thought we had a deal. I don't know if you remember that. If that deal,
Well, if that's the case, why don't we just
well,
mute myself?
truthfully, Judge, I think
Yes.
part of it was because and I could be wrong, Sukhpal can respond to this, but I think part of that was because he was, just, it was a couple of days before the hearing, and I think I don't know if it was is it your younger brother, Sukhpal?
That was my younger brother, three
I don't
years
know if,
younger than me, and he died.
yeah, I don't know if he was just admitted to the hospital at that point or if he had just passed, but
Yes, he
either,
was. He passed away 19 of this month, October, 19th of October.
yeah, so I don't,
That's why, and he been in a hospital that time for 1 week. So I was very down. I wanted to just,
Yes, I
clear this
understand.
matter and go to
So-
my family.
so Sukhpal, are you still interested in discussing settlement, or are you wanting to proceed with the hearing now?
That depends on what is the settlement.
Okay, well then maybe we should go off then.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I would like you to, at the risk of losing Mr. Mitchell, hopefully he can just, you see there's a stop video at the bottom, Mr. Mitchell, and there's
Yes, I
also
do.
a mute button on your screen. All I would ask is everybody to stop video and mute. And then do you have the contact information, Mr. Livingston, for Mr. Mitchell, so that you can contact each other by telephone?
I believe I do. Let me just double check.
Okay. And you have your phone with you, Mr. Mitchell, so he can call you?
Okay, you got the 414-252-3517 number.
It appears that I actually do not. Give me 1 second. Let me add that in. Just give me a second. I don't know why I don't. I must have not have, I don't know what, I might have been using the office phone when we were, I don't know. All right, okay, 1 second. Hi, Gregory.
Go ahead then, please. What's the number?
414-252-3517.
Okay. So I'm
Right.
going to stop the
What is your
video
phone
now
number, Mr. Livingston, just in case something happened?
while you
Sure.
discuss settlement. I'm going to stop the video.